What advice would I give young entrepreneurs that want to get into the electric vehicle space? I think it's an open field for all the young people. And I believe that every young person understands the value of electric vehicles and the excitement there is. Every time you think about an electric vehicles, you think of fun, exciting ways of saving our community and our state and the world. It's low polluting. It's a way for entrepreneurs to make that next step.
The market's not changing. I think the development of batteries is going to continue around the world. I think it's a question of whether we want to reap the benefits of it. But that is the big question in my mind. Do I think the market is going anywhere? No. Batteries are going to be needed. They're needed everywhere. They're needed in major countries around the world, not just the United States. And this market is global. It's being built globally. And I think that investors and producers, manufacturers who saw the build out of this industry in this country during the past 2 years, they're pretty bullish on the fact that people will still want their products. So I think it's also a question for me, where I see the market going is a question of how states respond. What do subnational governments do? How does California use the power of public procurement in order to ensure that batteries are installed in the grid to meet their decarbonization goals, or to push out electric transportation in their buses or their publicly procured vehicles? What do other states around the country do to further their decarbonization goals? That's the big question here in my mind. But the market itself, batteries are not going anywhere.
About 2008, I decided to start a nonprofit called Green Tech. And the whole idea was to teach, train, and prepare youth and young adults for careers in clean energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable living strategies. We've done several projects that kind of demonstrate what that looks like. One project was called the Solar Suitcase Project, where we were teaching young people how to install or create a solar lighting project. So the students would learn electrical circuitry, and then we would send the lighting system to Haiti and to Africa, where the light was unreliable and electricity was unreliable. The next project is why we're here today, was called the Electric Vehicle or the Mobility Hub, right? And so I had this great idea for this corner of Grand and May, which used to be just dirt. And I said, because Grand Avenue is right there, it'd be great for a gas station. But I thought, but Green Tech can't do gas, right? Our whole idea is telling young people that fossil fuel and gas is unhealthy for our community. So I thought, let me connect with the Air Quality Management District in SMUD and install electric vehicle chargers right here on this corner. That was the vision, and it came through.
So with this unique space, it's cool not only to see people having the ability to charge here, but it's actually seeing them utilize the space for more than just charging. So a lot of people don't necessarily have electric vehicles to just pull in and charge. So we have our car share service that we have. It's called our microtransit program through Zipcar. And we have about 3 vehicles that are here regularly, 24/7. And members of the community actually utilize the Zip cars. It took them a while. For the first few months, we didn't have many people coming in here using the vehicles. So we had to kind of knock on the doors and let people know, hey, we got discounted vehicles here for you to utilize. Often I've seen continuous returning customers or returning members utilize the vehicles, and they even have specific ones that they go to, which I think is a really good thing. It means we probably should get more vehicles eventually if we have a bunch of people using them. But they like the speed, they like the comfort, the ease. The sound system is great. They like the fact they don't have to pay for gas. So it's they're starting to see the benefits, and I think that is the purpose of the actual mobility hub, is to be able to expose and just get people to see the benefits, but also see the opportunities that it presents. I talk about how entrepreneurship is important. I try to compare this EV boom to like what it would be like way back in the day when gas was first being like utilized, and when gas stations were coming up, and people saw the idea of, okay, now that the country can have a vehicle, there has to be a place where they can fill up, right? And along different highways, and understanding, okay, so not only are they gonna fill up here, but if they're on a long trip, they're probably gonna stop and wanna get groceries or some kind of food or snack. So understanding that there's another business that's right along the side of electric vehicle charging and electric vehicles. And then it's, okay, what about entertainment? What if they have children, you know, restrooms, water? So what I try to say is I feel like I'm one of those early like Rockefeller types, where I have all this information and there's so many ways to implement it.
I believe that every single customer that walks into this dealership is a customer that has the opportunity to make a difference in their community, not just us, but them as well. I have people that come to me and say, you know, I had a gas vehicle that was continually breaking down, and you saved us. You saved us from all these expenses that we could have had. I'll tell you the reality of it. Being in the car business is probably one of the most difficult businesses you can be in. It's constant pressure. It's constant market changes. It's constant understanding what you're going to get yourself into every day. There's a second side to that, and that's my side. My side is, if you do everything in your power, and I'm a true believer in this, to educate yourself every day and make a positive impact on your employees every single day, there's no way to fail. This business can really take a toll on you, but at the same time, you stop and think, I'm pretty blessed on everything I do. I'm blessed to have this dealership. I'm blessed to represent everything. I'm blessed to represent the state of California as, you know, the president of the Independent Dealers Association. I'm blessed for people to look to me and say, hey, you're the leader in this electric vehicle industry.
So what the Lowrider project did for our school was also open an avenue where we could expand our pathways. So we added an electric vehicle auto maintenance pathway to our program while they're in high school, looking at now these new skills that they have and becoming young entrepreneurs. We have students that use their knowledge and now create things and sell things, be it, you know, headlight buffing for their families and charging money to do that, be it using 3D printers and now buying 3D printers of their own to build parts and then being able to sell those. There's a lot of different avenues that our young students now have access to be those young entrepreneurs. And if that is something that they're interested in, we also have an entrepreneurship pathway. So then they can jump into that while they're an entrepreneur or have an idea to become an entrepreneur or own their own business. They can jump into that pathway as well and learn how to create a business model, how to apply to have your own business. What does marketing look like? What does financial literacy look like when you're gonna be an entrepreneur, when you're gonna be a business owner? So the two pathways really coincide as we continue to look at building our students' knowledge.